Hey, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Blogging Lunchtime Bytes. We're in episode 7, which means we only have one more episode with Ron after this one. And that's going to be so sad to see him go. I'm Arizona Lowe. I'm going to be your tech mentor, try to teach you as much as I possibly can. And with me today is Ron Snayberger. Hi, Ron.
Hi, Arizona. Hi, everybody out there. They might be happy to see me go. I don't know.
I doubt that very seriously.
Get rid of that guy. Get somebody new.
You're going to
Uh,
blow up our comment tracker. Everybody's going to be going, no, don't get rid of him.
uh, but
Um,
anyway, I'm here to learn some more, and it's only the beginning because even after 8 weeks, I realize there's so much more to do, and but that's why I'm here.
cool. We have Bill Graham with us. He says he's live and in color. Stand by and
Um,
release.
Yeah, he lives the La Vida Loca down there in Belize.
That's nice. Today we're going to talk about pages. And primarily we're going to talk about the About page because that's the page that Ron is going to put on. I started reading through my About page and doing some research online, and I realized that I fail on my About page, just like most people. I read About pages out there on. One thing I would just highly suggest everyone to do is do a search for the best About pages on Google.
Ooh.
And you will see examples after examples of really engaging about pages, pages that inspire people to read more about what you're writing. And that's what you want. You want your About page to be inspiring, to be engaging and enlightening. One of the phrases I used with Ron, and he was like, "Well, I'm not sure I understand what you mean." I told him, I said, "You want your blog, and especially your About page, to be a window, not a wall. Meaning, you want it to be a window to who you are. You want to be genuine and authentic. So, yeah, the wall, I think, is when I go on a corporate page. That's how I feel like." When I go to Amazon.com to go shopping or something like that, I know I'm in a business and I'm kind of a little bit more uptight than if I go out to Katrina Fancook's page at creativekatrina.com. And, I know her. She engages with me. If I leave a comment, she's going to comment back. And her About page just sings about who she is. So hers is a prime example of what I consider a very good About page. So Ron, let's start by having you screen share. So turn your camera off first.
Okay. Let me go there to the camera, turn it off,
Okay, and then go over to the screen share button, which is that big green button over on the side.
and click entire screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then click share.
And it says you're screen sharing, but I'm not seeing anything yet. Oh,
Let's,
there we go.
okay, now you want me to go to my Google Docs or
Yeah,
oh,
let's go to your Google Docs and go ahead and grab the title out of your About page. Or did you title it?
I didn't title it because I didn't know if we were going to put it in somewhere else, so I didn't have a title for it.
Okay.
So I just called it About Me, and to give it a title in Google Docs. So
That's fine. Yeah, if you'll go ahead and open that.
okay, do you want me to click on it?
Please.
Okay, and now it says view only.
I would go to edit. That way we can copy and paste out of it.
Okay, I clicked edit.
Alrighty, now go. Since you didn't title it, we're just going to title your About page About. So go over to your Village Bulletin Board.
Okay.
And, oh, we have a new story. Would you wait 100, or a new article? Would you wait 100 years to read a book? No, no way. You want
Go
me
to
to put it?
page,
Yeah, and
pages,
go
add
ahead.
new.
Mm-hmm. Now you can title this About Me, About Ron. You can just title it About, whichever way you prefer.
That way I won't forget who I am.
Okay, now go over to your About Me docs.
Where?
Your About Me doc that you opened up in Google Docs. There you go.
Okay, you want me to click on that? Okay.
And then if you'll hit Control A.
Control A.
Control A is a select all, so it should select everything on the page.
Why did it do that?
Hit it again, Control A.
There we go.
And then if you hit Control C for copy. And then go over to your Add Me page.
Okay, I don't know if it copied it or not. But
it should have. Yeah, you have to trust the computer.
Okay.
So go over to the Add Me page, which is the other way. There you go. And this time, inside that box, I want you to hit, you remember the little text box that we used last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over Format, second line, paragraph, and then you get underline. Nope, the one right beside where you're at. To the right. Wrong way. Okay, one more. There you go. Click that one. And okay. And then in the box, hit Control V as in Victor for paste. Yay!
It worked.
It worked. Okay, now I'm going to give a quick shout out to Jim Sharp. Hi, Jim. So glad you could make it. All righty. So now you have that. You can go ahead and publish it if you want.
Okay.
Over publish. There you go.
Okay.
And then after it runs through its cycle, it will come up and you'll see a View Me view page. There you go, under the green social button thing. But if you take a look right now, it stripped out your paragraphs.
Yes.
We went through this last time.
Yeah.
So click at the end of photography.
Mm-hmm.
Hit delete.
Hit delete.
Hit delete. Trust me.
Okay, I clicked the delete button. Nothing happened.
Try it again. It should pull that, although I want it to pull. There you go. Now hit enter. Now you've got your paragraphs. You have to do that at the end of every paragraph.
Okay, I guess this was the end of another one.
Mm-hmm. I was hoping by using the text box we would avoid this, but we didn't. I think the end of people is another one.
Yep.
While Ron's doing this, I wanted to make sure I mentioned on today's show that if you're looking to create your own blog and you don't know where to start, to consider joining us on the show for our next 8 weeks. We're going to be starting.
Oh, I'm going to jump in there real quick and tell people, look, 6 months to a year ago, I was thinking about doing this, didn't know how to do it. I signed up for a WordPress blog and then started reading on how to do it and closed the book because I didn't know what I was doing. And when Arizona gave me the opportunity to do this, I figured I'm going to do it. And I am so glad I did. It's time well spent, time you're going to spend in the future. It's going to be able for me to write what I want to write, post it. I can probably, I don't know how to do all this yet, but I can probably put links to it to get people to read it. And it's just going to be something worthwhile that I just had to do. So if you've been thinking about it, you don't know how to do it, I didn't either. And if I can learn something, you can learn it. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
That was my soapbox for today.
Yay. Thank you so much for that. Okay, go ahead and click update,
There we
which is a blue
go.
button. And then we're going to go back up. Once it runs its little cycle again, there you go. Go up to view page now and click that view page, which is the second green line.
Okay.
There you go.
And then if I click on about, it should bring that up, correct?
No.
Oh, okay.
It should have brought it up there.
Ah.
And interesting. I need to go make a change to your template, I do believe. Real quick. Live is always fun. Oh my gosh. It is always fun. What's happening is the template is just bringing up the front page template.
Oh.
Which is not the way we want it to go, obviously. So it will take me just a minute to make this change. I should check this out. This is what you call poor prep work, because I should have already checked this.
Actually, it's probably I brought gremlins with me.
Nah, I don't think so. I think this one's on me. And I can even pull it up. There we go. Got it. So over the last 8 weeks, what's the biggest thing you've learned? Or over the last 7 weeks, what is the biggest thing that you've learned?
Oh, well, that's a tough one to answer because everything is new to me. I think the process is, it's not really that complicated if you just take it step by step, but we tend to put everything in one big basket and say, wow, that's a whole bunch of stuff to learn. But if you take it, we started with the banner and got that, and it's like, okay, it's just a whole learning process, but you got to break it down into small steps. And it's just like doing anything. If you take it one step at a time, put one foot in front of the other, you're going to get there eventually.
That's true. So I do believe now, if you go hit refresh, I do believe that should pull up the page. Let's see if I fixed it. I haven't tested it yet. I just made the change that I knew needed to be made.
There it is.
Yay. Cool. So, oh, now I don't know where you are.
I don't know what happened there.
And somehow or another you clicked off. Okay, so go back to your about page, which is your last tab. There you go. Yeah, we're done with the doc now. So if you click on about, it's probably going to bring up a test page, a junk page. I'm almost positive it will.
Should I click on it?
Go ahead.
Nothing.
Okay, so what we need to do, go back out to under Ron Snayberger Studios. Go to menus, which is the very last, no, under Ron, where it says Ron Snayberger Studios.
Here?
No, on the black menu.
There we go. Okay, go to dashboard.
No, go to menus.
Go to menus. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Okay, so there's your about. If you look here, there's your about right here. But if you go over to the caret on the right and click down, the down arrow, I call it a caret.
On right there?
Click that down. And you'll see that what it has is a hashtag for the URL.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to go ahead and remove this. A hashtag it's just kind of like a placeholder. I'm not going to go anywhere, which is exactly what it did. So if you go ahead and click remove, the red button down at the bottom.
Oh, I just clicked the backspace button. Should I put the hashtag back in there?
Yeah, it doesn't matter because
Okay.
we're going to take it off.
Okay, now I go down to the bottom
Now,
and
the bottom of that box, you'll see there's a red remove button and a cancel button. Right. Okay, take your mouse just a little bit further. Now you want to stay within the about box. So it's at the very bottom of this box.
oh, there's the remove.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Okay.
Now, over in most recent pages, you'll see your about Ron Snayberger. You can click on that.
Yep.
Add it to the menu.
Okay.
And it's going to add it to the bottom. And if I were you, I would take it and drag it all the way up to the top.
Okay, now right here and
drag it all the way to the top above contact. There you go. As soon as you see those lines, you can drop it.
okay.
And click on the save menu, which is over on the top right.
I see that.
Yay! Now, if you go, just click on Ron Snayberger Studios, you can go look at your update. At the very top, black bar.
Right there, yep.
Bill Graham says, baby steps. I always say the first step is the longest stride. That's true. That's very true.
Okay. Oh, now I see it says about Ron Snayberger. So if I click on that. Okay.
Voila.
How about that?
Quick and easy. Running pages works almost identical to running your post, or, setting up pages is almost identical. The big difference is, like we were talking before the show in the green room, there is a button down on the menu bar where you can auto add pages. But because I like doing landing pages and pages that I may not want an active part of the website, I don't do auto add. If if you think you're going to do a lot of pages rather than a lot of posts, and you don't want to constantly have to go back and add a new page through the menu, you may want to go ahead and click that auto add button.
Well, it's probably important to learn how to do it both ways. And so this way is good.
Yeah, and I typically will show the hardest way first. And then I'll show you the cheater's way, or the auto add or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's good to know the hard way, and that way you actually know how to do it instead of just. I know everybody's into just doing it and clicking a button, but sometimes it doesn't help you.
That's very true. Okay, so I think you can exit screen share now, because now we're going to talk about the content of the about page.
Okay, now I forgot how to exit screen share.
Just go ahead and hit this screen share button again, and it should exit it.
I don't see where that's at.
On the left. Yay, Terry Lee Britton's watching. He says he loves watching someone learning how cool WP is, WP being WordPress.
Okay, I'm showing my stupidity here.
Okay, if you come back to the window that we're talking in, which is probably a total, go all the way down to the bottom to Chrome, and open up our chat window. There you go.
This one.
And you can actually hit the third one and just exit. I think you can.
Okay, stop screen share.
There you go.
Turn on my camera. Okay, people, put your glasses on.
He's back.
He's back. Oh, what a sight that is.
A very welcome sight. Oh, goodness. Okay, so now we're going to talk about actually what to put on. When was it? Was it Monday or Tuesday when you contacted me and you said, I don't know what to write. I'm struggling with this.
Probably Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, it does. It gets really difficult to write a compelling about page because we're taught from, when we're itty bitty things that we're not supposed to brag on ourselves. And yet the about page, that's what it feels like. It feels like you're patting yourself on the back, repetitively. Um, but it is, it's one of the most important parts of your website, in my opinion. Whenever I go out to a blog, a new one, I'll read the blog post and I may get all excited because I really enjoyed it. But then I'm going to immediately go out to the about page and find out, who I'm reading about, who's writing this. Um, and you're going to put some serious time and some serious energy into writing your about page because it is probably going to be the most visited page on your site.
That's true. Yeah.
So,
Can I tell the people what I went through?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I had no idea what I was going to write. For a week, I've been walking back and forth, jotting down notes, this and that, and everything else, and nothing was making sense. And I have a legal pad where I take notes from phone conversations, and I had a flipping through, and all of a sudden I see a conversation I had with Lou Jensen, and he started in that conversation. He was telling me what I'm about and what I'm doing now, and the light bulb went on, and it's like, oh, okay, that's me. That's about me. And then I just put some stuff together, and it seemed to make sense. And it's not where I want it. And we discussed that, which I'm going to let you go into now. But that's the process that I went through. And by doing this, you know, it's I'm learning, and it's going to make it easier for me to write things about me or about anything because I'm learning a process.
Yeah.
Okay, you can have your show back now.
Okay. Thank you. I love working with Ron. He is amazing. Um, okay, so the first thing, the most important thing, and this is the most important thing for your whole entire blog, is to know who your audience is. Every single message you put together is, going to be talking to a particular audience, and it's very important that you know who they are. And we've talked about that on previous shows. I'll look them up and link them into the event page. Um, here's the number two is the one that I am probably the most guilty of, and that is just stating the facts. Yeah, I figure that's the quickest and easiest way to get through it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, Arizona's a geek. She likes photography. She loves her computers. That's usually how I do it. But, again, we want to make the website and your about page a window, not a wall. And those blunt facts kind of just put a wall up between you and your audience. And what you're wanting to do is open yourself up to your audience. And you do that by number three. We share our values, tell people who you are, what you believe in, and let people really see you. And I know I'm saying this repetitively, and I'm sorry, but you really, really want people to see who you are. Um, you do this by, show yourself, add a really well shot photo, maybe do a video. Let people actually look at your eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. You want to tell your story of your journey. And this is number 5. You want to explain, how did you get to where you are today? What decisions did you make in the past that have propelled you into, your current decision of doing your particular blog or your particular business? This helps people understand you. That lets them know who you are. There's that again. And again, you don't want it to be a chronological list. This is not a resume. This is supposed to be engaging, compelling content. Um, now that you've told them how you got to where you are, how number 6 is how is where you are going to help them? Be very specific. What products are you offering to help them? What services are you offering? Why should they keep reading? What are they going to learn? And then number 7, you want to be able to demonstrate that you've actually provided these services, that you're really good at what you're doing. Number 8 is to give a sense of what it's like to work with you. So, add client testimonies, tell stories about how you've worked with other people. Always make sure that you have permission when you mention somebody else's name. So, and number 9 is add a contact link. That's a no-brainer. You've got to have a way for people to contact you. And number 10 is, even though this is the About You page, it's not all about you. In truth, it is about your audience. And you want to make sure that when a person has finished reading what you've put together, that they feel like you have talked to them and that you have offered solutions to them. So I don't know, Ron, if that's going to help you any.
I can see where I'm on a rewrite right now. Okay, scratch that, edit it, and start over.
I know it's really difficult.
I have one comment to make. When you were talking at the beginning, where you say we're taught not to brag about ourselves. When I worked at American Woodworker magazine, one of the editors there, him and I had a little discussion one day, and he said, "Ron," he said, you're a good woodworker," and he said, "but people don't know it." He said, "A lot of people think I'm egotistical," he said, "because I'm talking about myself. But," he said, "if I don't talk about me, who's going to?" And he said, "if you don't talk about you, who's going to?" He said, "You got to open up and start talking about yourself more." He said, "and it's not bragging, it's not a big ego, but it's letting people know what you do, how you do it, and what you're doing." And that stuck with me. And
I had a very similar experience when I was working at WorldCom and preparing my staff reports. I would always write about my staff and never put anything in there about myself. And Jesse, my manager, would just, he said, "If you don't toot your own horn, nobody else is going to do it. You have to talk about yourself." So we have a couple of comments and a question. Bill Graham said, "I thought maybe writing about me in the third person so it didn't seem like self-promotion, but more like an endorsement. What do you think about that approach, or is it too impersonal?" I think, again, that this depends on your audience and what you're striving to do. On today's visions, because I'm building a community, I'm probably going to write in the first person when I redo, because I'm going to redo mine now. I've learned a lot. I love teaching. So I'm going to write it in the first person because I want it to be very personal. If you're running, maybe if you're running like a software engineering firm or something like that, you might want to write it in the third person to be more professional. So I think you need to gauge your audience. Terry Lee has a different take on that. He thinks, in his humble opinion, anyone taking the time to read your About section wants to hear you talking about yourself. That's true. And Joyce, hi Joyce, I didn't know you were in the audience. I love seeing you here. Joyce says, "I love that you've numbered and itemized this list of components for the About Me content. I will be reevaluating mine in the near future. Thanks for this most valuable show, my friend."
the only comment that popped up was Bill Graham's comment. None of the others, if you were clicking on them, they did not show up on the screen.
That's strange because they showed up on mine. Huh. Very, very strange. Let's see if I
Um,
still
I
have.
didn't want to interrupt you while it was, because the comments were good.
Terry Lee says, I'm rewriting my own section now. We're going to have everybody rewrite their about section. Well, that's cool. That means that maybe I brought a little bit of valuable information to y'all. And I will try to timestamp it this afternoon so that you can easily go back and look at it. I think on this note, let's see. What do I have going on? Okay, I kind of wanted to give y'all an update next week.
Okay,
Yay!
we see Bill Graham's post still up on the screen.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Huh. Well, let me turn my camera on and off and see if that will shake it around. Does that make it better?
Oh, I see your avatar now.
Hmm. Am I back up?
No, maybe on my computer, I just see your avatar.
I'm showing me, but I don't know. But we're almost done, so I'm not going to
Yeah.
overly worry about it. Let's see. Next week, next Thursday, same time, same place, we have Terry Lee Britton. I love this guy. He's amazing. He is the one who introduced me to the Headway theme, which is what this series is primarily focused on. So I wanted to make sure that I offered him the opportunity to come on and show us any tips and tricks that he wants to show us with Headway. So I am so excited about that. And Terry had a really cool comment. I was trying to, here we go. So when you start getting deeper into the coolness of Headway's custom query modes for pages, the auto add menu thing becomes, I cannot pronounce that word, Terry. I'm sorry. Basically, it becomes obsolete. You don't need it. See, Ron, Arizona doesn't really show the hardest way first. I thought that was kind of cool. So Terry Lee will be with us next week. Friday, we are talking on Thinking Out Loud. I get to have the fun experience of talking with Katrina, and Rain Dow is going to be our guest, and she's talking primarily to introverts, but to anybody who wants to make a video journey. She's going to be giving us some really cool tips. So, and the following Tuesday is Talking Art. So that's what I have on my plate. What do you have on your plate coming up, Ron?
I am going to be watching your show tomorrow night. I'm going to be rewriting my about page. I have to write my other post for part 2 of planning your retirement. I got some engraving work to do, and so I'll be busy doing it little by little, because that's the way I have to do it. I can't sit down and do it all at one shot. It takes me 2-3 times as long as it should to do it. One thing I want to mention, I did an HOA no when you were talking before. I was looking away from the camera because I was taking notes. So it's not that I was doing it just to do something else. I was just writing notes, and that's why I was looking away from the camera. I know that's not the proper etiquette. So.
Well, but this is not a formal talking head show. This is a teaching show. So
well, that's why I threw it out there. I thought maybe there might be some people watching that didn't know, and it's a little teaching moment. I just didn't know what to talk about, so I threw that in.
Well, Bill Graham is off to his next HOA. Thank you so much, Bill, for stopping by.
Bill. Bye.
Okay, I think we're done for the day then.
Okay.
Next week is Terry Lee Britton. Woohoo! We'll see y'all then.
Hey, Terry, tell me what color shirt you're wearing so I don't wear the same color. Terry and I were in the battle of the shirts on Rain and Melanie Hall's show. We had this shirt walk, so
fun. Alrighty, well, I will talk with y'all later. Bye.
Bye.